Yes, now ladies and gents, today we're doing a HUD settings video. Woo! Ignore the rank, I've only done 30 games, okay? So let me just say quickly before we get started, a lot of the HUD settings is personal preference, but there are some that, can be left off. Starting off with the compass, we've left it on, obviously, but the appearance we've changed to simplified. I just feel like the advanced one is a bit too big. Can be useful for some people, but personally for me, simplified is the way to go. I have to also say that a lot of the HUD settings does help new players, so if you are a new player, maybe just keep in mind that some of these you'll want to leave on as well. So yeah, the compass settings, a lot of them I've just left on. They are quite useful to have. Loadout on. Loadout inputs I've put off because I don't need to know which button I need to use to get my gadget out. Newer players might be useful. Health I've left on. Some people actually turn this off. The reason for it is they don't like to know how much health they're on because it puts them off gunfights. That might apply to you. Maybe you want that off, so it gives you confidence to be a bit more aggressive here and there. The rest of it I've left default except from stance indicator. That just tells you if you're standing, crouched or prone. I didn't need to know that. You should know if you're standing or prone or whatever. Down but not out timer left on. Crit warnings, pretty useful if you're being spotted or detected or whatever by drone. Action reminders I've actually turned off. A lot of these are quite useless. For newer players, probably best to keep them on, but these are just reminders like planting, drop the bomb. Some players don't know what room you can plant in, so like if you're on a certain site, you might not be sure if a certain room is part of the objective or not, but personally off for me. There is, however, a lot of customization in the reminders section. So if you did one on one, you can actually change how like see-through they are, so they're not in the way that much. Duration bar I've kept off. Reload reminder on, just that's pretty self-explanatory. And general reminders I've kept off. Right, the reticle, a lot of these are left on default actually. Well, all of them are left on default. I know a lot of people don't like this, the operator reticle. That's just the dot in the middle of the screen. I feel like it's pretty handy to know the middle of the screen, but some people find it too in the way. So feel free to turn that off. And again, all of these I've left on as well. Observation tool, I'd suggest keeping that on so you know where you're sort of pinging. Grenade indicator, pretty important. Threat indicator, pretty important. And yeah, the rest I'd say just leave it on. Yeah, so the environment, a lot of them I've left on. They're all quite useful to have and they don't really get in the way of your screen, especially operator rim light. Basically, it just has like a glow around the operators. If the area is too dark, you can see them a bit better. Team outlines, I really recommend keeping on. I turned this off accidentally somehow, and the amount of team kills I managed to cause, I'm not proud of. You don't realize how important team outlines are until they're off. Teammate icons, you can leave on or off, it doesn't really matter. That just tells you what operator they're playing in game. It has like the little the operator icon above their head. I find it quite useful because I know who's playing where. Teammate usernames, however, leave off, kind of just useless really. So feel free to turn that off. Match information, yeah, all of these kept on default really, except from bans. Bans I've left off because they're just quite annoying really. I don't need to see like 20 people get banned all at once, especially when it like stops the kill feed from coming in. And on the final bit, we've got gameplay warnings on operator cards. I've turned off because the operator cards are just the massive cards that pop up when you're spectating someone, and they're a bit in the way. Panel I've left on, voice chat left on, operator guides I've left off, not really any use for me, but for newer players obviously probably keep that on. So that is it actually. I hope this HUD guide helps. Obviously take it with a pinch of salt as well. It's all personal preference, but I just feel like what I've got here just makes it a little bit more cleaner, easy to focus on the gameplay. And if this does help, remember, like and subscribe, it really helps out.